Vigilant Owls, and I am back again with a slew of videos, but this is a separate one to announce that I officially am opening Patreon up now with some major changes to it. So since I'm conserving my energy as told by my guides, and how I'm changing a lot of my content to have more of set content, like more of an idea instead of just randomly putting up videos. I have a structured set that I'm doing, because some things I'm gonna be taking off of YouTube, other things I'm not, and other things I will be adding. But a lot of the things I'm taking off of YouTube are gonna be just put on Patreon. So for Patreon, I took down the tiers. So now instead of 3 tiers with 3 different prices for different categories, it's going to be one set price, but it's 2 separate tiers. So the set price is $22, along with my so my tarot readings are $25. That's the set price for everything, and my Patreon is $22. Right? Tarot 25, Patreon 22. Yeah, okay. So it's not going to be much of a difference between, well, it is going to be a difference, but it's not like set different prices anymore. It's going to be a set price, and how I'm doing it is either you can take one tier and just focus on that, or you can pay the same price to have like an extra kind of class in a sense. So the first tier is going to have mainly everything that I'm going to be doing for Patreon. So the first tier is going to be called Mystical Owls. So that's going to include more in-depth exercises for shadow work, inner child, and integrating them. I'm going to be putting the moon cycle readings for inner child in shadow work on Patreon only. So that's going to be, so say the full moon in Virgo, that's going to be my first video on for both shadow work and inner child. And I will be talking about natal charts, how you can use your tropical and your Vedic charts in your shadow work and inner child work, and what aspects to hit on for this particular moon. That's how I'm doing it. That's not going to be on Patreon. Main reason why I don't want to do moon cycle readings here on YouTube is because it is I put a lot of work into it, and yeah, the Patreon is for the Vigilant Owls that generally are wanting to advance in their paths. Because YouTube, I have to really water down what I say, mainly for the algorithm, and not to be kind of shadow banned for certain things, because they're being really strict, especially on the more esoteric speakers in tarot. So I have to water down my content a lot, hence why I'm opening Patreon. What else? But I'll get more in depth in the moon videos on how I'm going to be instructing you guys. But that's what's going to be included in this particular tier. Also, I'm going to be doing shadow work love readings on Patreon as well. I'm not really a love reader. Personally, I enjoy it, but because of how... Is the word convoluted? No. It's so saturated here on YouTube to where if I start posting love videos, like a specific amount of the tarot community watchers in general will come to the video and not like what I have to say about it, because they're just used to hearing a nicer version of their love lives via tarot. So I just don't want that type of headache. I'm sorry. So For how I'm going to be doing love readings through shadow work is you're going to be looking at kind of yourself in how you react to love in different relationships and how it externally affects in your shadow work to really open up your heart chakra. That's why I'm doing these, but on Patreon, because how I want to do the love readings in shadow work, it's going to be helping your heart chakra open up more. So yeah. Maybe over time I'll put some of those videos here on YouTube, but right now, how I personally want to do the readings, I can already see it's going to be causing a little riffraff because of how big love readings in general in the tarot community is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What else? Oh yeah, and an extra special thing. 2 things actually. For Patreon, they make you add a benefit to your tier. So for my mystical owls, and this is only for this particular tier, I'll tell you why when I get to the other tier. But for this particular tier for mystical owls, you guys get fan requests. So whatever, if you need me to make a video going more in depth on a particular exercise or an aspect I said, or in a moon cycle reading to like break it down a bit more in another video, you can request that from me, and I have no problem doing it because you're a mystical owl. So that's one you can do. Or if you want me to, if you watched a particular video on YouTube and you want me to go more in depth on Patreon, I can do that. And that's only for my mystical owls for this tier. That's only for you. So if you buy the vigilant owl tier, because if you buy the vigilant owl tier, you still have the mystical tier because the mystical tier is another tier, etc. But if you're a vigilant owl, you can't make fan requests. Only mystical owls can, because the mystical owls is still for more intermediate owls, not the super advanced ones. Oh yeah, also this is for all tiers. Depending if you get the other tier, you could still have this too, but I have to make it clear that fan requests are only for mystical owl tiers. That's it. But for both tiers, if you get both tiers, because they're same price, but anyway, for this tier, you guys get 50% off on my tarot readings. So if you join Patreon, if you need a personal reading from me, from my spreads that are $25, Patreon members, you get 50% off on those readings. Okay, that's just an extra thank you from me for supporting the Patreon. Okay, all right. Also, if I ever start creating like merchandise, because I just like the idea of having like a mug with vigilant owls. That's also going to be included, but that's future stuff. Sorry. That is peppermint, ginger, and peach tea. So good. Okay, I miss tea. All right, so vigilant owls for the next tier. You get everything that's included in the mystical tier, but like I said, you are not allowed to have fan requests because this particular tier is just for more advanced owls, right? The same price, like I said, but this particular tier, it only includes more personal channelings that I get from my spirit team. Like I get a lot. Some personal for just me, but other times they're for, the owls, but a lot of times it's so much information I'm getting. It's like, I can't fit this in a YouTube video. They're gonna take it down. So that's why. So these are gonna be on Patreon for vigilant owls that are on that more advanced level that can use these channels for their own purposes, if they need it for more a collective outlook, or if they just want it for synchronicity purposes. Like if you got the same thing, you just want to confirm you're not insane, here you go. For this tier also, you guys get your own thing as well. You guys, I just don't say, oh, you guys, the mystical owls only get fan requests and I don't give you guys anything. No, that's not fair at all. For my vigilant owls that choose this, you guys get live streams from me where I live stream, we chat mainly about, just spiritual talks in general, how everyone's path going, any rituals that I get that I want to share. Again, this is only for the vigilant owl tier. And also, you guys get an extra quote unquote wink from me. You get extra help where you can message me one-on-one for any type of help that you need. Not, oh, I had a dream, what do you think it means? It's just more of if you're kind of stumped, because personally I don't do dreams. That's just not my forte, unless it has like heavy shadow work, inner child symbolism. I'm not really a dream expert. I'm not. I could recommend a good book and a couple of nice lecture videos to help you, break it down for yourself, but outside of me doing it, I'm sorry, I just can't. So what else? Anything else I'm missing? No. So that's all I got about the Patreon. Yes. So the first couple videos will be the moon cycle and maybe some chakras. Not sure yet. I still gotta do the produce for YouTube for right now. But I will make a post in the Vigilant Owls group on Facebook about the first few videos that will be popping up, because the way to get a bit more information out of me right now would be the Facebook group, the Vigilant Owls group. So Patreon will be linked below in the description box, along with the Vigilant Owls group. If you cannot afford joining the Patreon right now, trust me, I completely understand. But if you want some extra help in that way, but can only kind of stay on Facebook, the group is also where it's at. Alright, that's all I got for you, my lovely Vigilant Owls. Please be on the lookout for a couple more bird's eye views that I'm going to be dropping soon. And yeah, thanks for flying with me. Hopefully I see you on a Patreon. Peace.